Hey guys, Super7 here, back again with another review of the very controversial Super7 The Worst Ultimates Captain Deadstar. Now before we get into the meat and taters of this review, I'd first of all like to say that this review right here is brought to you in part by my good buddy Evil Villain. Click the link in the description below and hit him up over on ye old Instagram. Let him know Overlord sent you. But as always, be nice. I will find you, and you'll wind up on my shit list. That said, kindly moving Mr. Deadstar out of the way. We're just going to lie him down because let's not kid ourselves. Here's the front of the slipcover featuring the amazing Ed Repka artwork. For those of you who don't know who Ed Repka is, first of all, you ain't a metal fan. Second of all, he is amazing. And third, Megadeth, Death, Municipal Waste, maybe Havoc, and there's another big name metal group that comes to mind that I believe he did artwork for. But either way, lots of heavy stuff in his repertoire as far as album art is concerned. And this is no exception. This is friggin' awesome art. I wish this was a poster. If I was a kid, I'd be in love with this art. I mean, I am as an adult, but still. And on the back, there's the worst. And if we take the slip cover off, that's what it looks like inside. And then there's a back. And that's your lot. And because this is nice packaging, we're not just going to toss it. Although I will say, Super7, I love your packaging and everything. But I could have done without all the jagged edges and crap because it makes it hard to do that. So I'm just going to set that off to the side here. And bring back the man of the hour, Captain Deadstar. A very controversial figure because he looks so cool, but is oh so very loose. Yeah, this guy's gonna get the Kiki's treatment as soon as I pick up some of that stuff on Amazon. I mean, seriously, this guy's loose. There's no if, ands, or buts. Not gonna beat around the bush. It's just a fact. So, taking that into account, for whatever reason, I freaking love this figure. It's got flaws beyond flaws, but somehow I'm able to look past them. Must be my nostalgia for pirates, robots, and skeletons, because Overlord on any given day would just destroy this thing. I mean, did you see that Tarner review? Either way, as far as accessories go, we got two extra head sculpts here. We got this one with an exposed eye. No eye patch. He's got the little robot eye in there, which is cool. That kind of reminds me of a Mega Blocks, not Constructs, but Blocks, skeleton pirate I had called Captain Dread Eye, which I want to call this guy Captain Deadstar like every other time I introduce him, but that's not his name. It is Deadstar because he's dead. That said, he also comes with this head, which is cackling. Probably the head I'm going to use. I had to heat this up before I popped it on, but you may not have to do that as long as you're not a scrawny weakling like yours truly. That said, we do get a pair of fisticuffs so he can punch you right in the kisser. We get the best pair of turn your head and cough hands in Overlord history. Oh yeah, that's right. That's what I'm talking about. He can full-on cup your balls with these, or, you know, his accessories, like they're supposed to. He comes with Dead Potty the Parrot, and Dead Potty the Parrot's identical twin, who's a little bit more active because his wings are out. So that's cool. They got little pegs on their feetums, which, one gripe with this, why the hell ain't the peg hole on the side that the cape doesn't drape over? I mean, really, like that. Is there some lack of common sense as far as the engineering on this figure is concerned, or what? Like, loose joints, and then the peg hole ain't even on the right side for the freaking bird. Like, what's going on there, man? I mean, I was able to finagle it. You've seen the URL, but still, it would look so much better on that side. And not for nothing, but the promo image showed it on that side. So what's going on over there at Super7? I'd love to know. And then, of course, what would a pirate be without his booty? And I don't mean the booty of a hot young woman. I mean his treasure. Granted, he doesn't actually come with, like, a bag of gold, which is kind of funny. He does come with a thermal detonator, though, so he can blow your ass up. That's amusing. He comes with a turkey leg that kind of looks like a nutsack. So that's cool, I guess. A little thin in the bone handle department. I feel like that could have been a little bigger and a little less warped, maybe. We got a bottle of cosmic rum, or some kind of alcoholic beverage. I mean, that's a lot. I mean, he's dead, so can he really get drunk? But, I mean, seriously, that is humongous. That's enough to... Well, I shouldn't say feed a family, but it is. We have a skeleton key to unlock his treasure chest, which is just full of junk, really, when think about it. And then there is, if I can get it out, his quill pen. I wish this could plug into the hat. I wonder if it can. I'll have to check. But either way, comes with a quill pen made out of probably Lazy Potty the parrot's feathers. And then he comes with the best accessory in the history of accessories. He comes with the almighty shit list. Here's the back. At least I think. I don't know what's the front and what's the back. Maybe this is the front. But on it, it says heroes and all kinds of different terms for good guys. But it also says your mom, who is yet to be dominated or conquered or whatever. Like, that's funny. You know, your mom jokes, they're middle school humor. I get it, but that's there's some humor to be had there. I like that quite a bit. And then he comes with his cosmic treasure map, which I have folded up here so it could fit in treasure chest. It's got folds in it when you open it. Jeez, it's fine. But as you can see, it's got some tatters on the side. Looks like it's got some constellations and stuff on it, so that's pretty rad. But it's actually paper, so be careful with that. I actually thought it was like a sticker, but it is in fact like paper. So be careful with that. You don't want to rip that. And that's your lot. That's what's in his treasure chest. It's got the little padlock on it and everything. I don't think that moves, does it? It's a separate piece, but it must just be glued on. That said, I was able to get him to stand on this with the peg leg and not fall down and eat crap. So, while he does have his issues, you can pose him up pretty well. That said, there is one more accessory. He does come with a pistol on his hip here. I can pull it out. Because why not have a space pistol? I mean, really, he's got a freaking flaming sword of death, which I actually almost forgot. So, way to segue, Overlord. Good job. Gonna give myself a pat on the back for that one later. But he's got this flaming cosmic death blade of evil. And this thing is awesome, but man, is it heavy in his hand. It is fairly heavy. Not so much for the hand, but for the elbow. The elbow is fairly loose. And it is cold as balls in my area right now. So loose joints aren't exactly an issue. Kinda, sorta. But in this case, yeah, this elbow is fairly loose. I think they would have benefited from having the detents in there. Or something to tighten that up. That said, he does also have this very nice soft goods cape. which is wired. Now, the wire was kind of kinked on the back of mine. I did have to straighten that out. It does have a Velcro that you can take off, so you can just take this right off, and you need to dilly-dally with that. You could snap it back together, or clasp it back together there. And it's got the wire going through it. Very, very nice. I believe C. Jessam worked on this. I kind of wouldn't have minded if you just had to pop the head off to pull this off. I think that would have been a little better, because the Velcro is a bit bulky, but it's fine. It works. And I like the way it hangs. It hangs over like one side like a Magna Guard from Star Wars, which was kind of my first introduction to that type of cape. But yeah, I really like the cape aesthetically. I think it works quite well. Unless you want to display them with the bird, because the peg hole is on that side. What the heck? That's kind of stupid. But either way, as far as this guy's articulation goes, his head is on a double ball peg, kind of, sort of. It is kind of locked down, but you can get some tilt out of it. Shoulders go out to the side. They go back down. They rotate forward and back. A little loose, but they do stay in place, but they could be tighter. He's got a bicep swivel. He's got a single joint at the elbow, which is fairly loose. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. That needs to be tighter. He does also have rotation, which ain't loose, so that's good. Same with the wrist. He's got the wrong hinge in the grip hand, so that sucks, but whatever. He's got the most worthless torso cut known to man. Like, I thought Masterverse was bad. What is this? What is that? Why is this here? Why does this exist? This is like the Rihanna halftime show at the Super Bowl is here. It didn't need to exist. Why is it here? Like, what? I don't know. Somebody at Super7 who doesn't know anything about articulation is the one putting articulation in all their figures, because I commented about this during the Mumra review, where he clearly had like the big bulky armor on his shins, but instead of putting the cut there, they put it below the knee. Like, what the heck? Like, hire someone who knows articulation to put in the articulation cuts, please. Because this is like some newbie, like, first wave BS. And I know this is the first wave of worst figures, but Super7, they've been doing stuff for like 10 years now. Like, this size action figure, they ought to know what's up. Like, come on, man. Like, what's going on over there? That said, he does have a waist twist, which does feel kind of loose, but it does lock. Mine, at least, locks right here in neutral, so I'm okay with that. His hips can kick out pretty far. Yeah, you can do the splits, just about. Not bad for a cosmic space pirate. Then they can kick forward and back. It looks like they're on hinges. I don't think they're on the barbell that goes through the crotch. I think they're on full-blown hinges, but I could be wrong. No thigh cut on this guy, but I don't honestly mind that because he has it in the knee. And his knees can get about 90 degrees. Both sides get about 90 degrees. So that's nice. I'm pretty sure I have these facing the right way too. Because this side, for me, I flip this around and then bend this, it doesn't get 90 degrees. So I think this is the right way. And if that's the case, then double check yours, internet, because the foot is not loose and neutral. Foot is not loose and neutral. So holla frickin' Luya for that. It doesn't really move forward, like, at all. And you're pretty much just stuck with it moving back. But it does look like this is how the foot is supposed to be. Unless he's not supposed to have a lot of range in the hip or the knee. And in that case, that's kind of stupid. Like, why would it bend further forward than it would back? That doesn't make any sense to me. Although the peg leg's kind of even on both sides. But yeah, that peg leg could be a little bit tighter. I don't think there's anything else in there. That said, it would have been nice if he had a hole dremel down on the bottom here. Does it? Is there a hole? No, I don't think so. Would have been nice if he had a peg hole down here because, well, it's freaking peg leg. They should have included a clear stand to plug this into, so he could stand up easier, because if he had that, he wouldn't have any problems standing. As he stands right up, making me look like an ass. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, you jerk. That said, I'm doing this. Getting it back up and around his neck here. Boop. Fastening it over his shoulder. I just love the way that hangs. It looks so good. This guy had potential to be on my top figures of the year. I don't know if he's going to make it. We'll see. I'll crunch the numbers and see what I can do, because I love the way this guy looks. He looks awesome, but damn it all, if somebody dropped the ball on this one, because they spent how much time on that freaking Chitara figure, and yet their own in-house property gets the short end of the stick. That's very ironic, because Mezco does the exact opposite. They say, screw your amazing Ghost Rider you've had on pre-order for almost 2 years now. We're going to make more Rumble Society and this awesome Theodore Saw Cutter guy that you want but don't have money for because you had to buy the Headless Horseman from Mythic Legions. Seriously, man. What a shame, but at the end of the day, I think mine's a little bit better than some people's. At least Toy Galaxy's, because I can at least get mine to stand. So, with that being said, before this review drags out any longer than it already has, let's center the guy here. Why don't we move right along and compare this guy to our two regulars for size comparisons, just to keep things short and sweet as usual. And as promised, here is Captain Deadstar, alongside our two regulars, the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibulus, Limit Spawn, who as usual towers over everyone, because hats don't count when it comes to size comparisons on this channel, son. That said, seeing good old Al Simmons here alongside a pirate character like Captain Deadstar makes me really want an updated pirate spawn. That would be fan-freaking-tastic. But with all that being said, time to wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and I don't really know what it is about this figure that's keeping me from going full-fledged Overlord Productions on it. Maybe it's because I got it in a trade with a good buddy of mine and it didn't technically cost me any more than I already had. Maybe it's pure childhood nostalgia for pirates, skeletons, and robots that are blinding me to all the flaws that this figure clearly has. And don't get it twisted, this figure is flawed beyond flaw, because it has some things that average everyday Overlord Productions would absolutely, without a doubt, no question in my mind, destroy and tear the heck apart in a honest review. Watch the Tarna figure from Executive Replica's review if you want to see full-fledged, unapologetic Overlord Productions action. But whatever it is, when the smoke clears and the dust settles, we have one of the absolute most awesome-looking action figures of 2022, while also being one of the most disappointing action figures of 2022. And I hope Super7 takes note of this first worst Ultimates wave and makes improvements before Wave 2 and Wave 3 hit, because Wave 2 has Robot Reaper and Black Falcon, and if they're going to be like this guy, then that's just no good, man. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you're so inclined, please feel free to do all the YouTube rigmarole, as well as hit me up over on Instagram at Overlord Productions. If you ever want to talk toys or anything in particular, that is the #1 best way to get a hold of yours truly. But as always, keep the comments civil, because the world sucks enough as it is, especially when you don't want to wind up on this guy's shit list by giving him a bad review. I don't know about you guys, but I don't think being on an evil, undead, cyborg, space pirates shit list is a very good place to be. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.